everybody. This is that Boondocking Kifa coming back at you with another video. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We have the one and only
J Essence in the house.
And we're going to be talking about, instead of van life, excuse the helicopter.
Relax. Let me say this. If you've been in van life and you've been talking to her, then you know things happen that just unexpectedly happen. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to talk through that moment. And now we're back in Cuba.
And now we're back. Yes. So instead of van life, RV life, we're going to talk about Rwanda-Life. What life is like in Africa. So here we go. First question from Miss J is, what inspired you to move to Rwanda?
Okay, I love that one. No, I love the fact that you asked like Rwanda, because the very first piece is every single country is absolutely different. Every place has their own vibe. Every place has their own history. So when people turn around and say, oh, I'm going to move to Africa, like, I think that's really just setting yourself up towards a journey towards I want to say a journey towards truth for African Americans, a journey towards healing, a journey towards something better. However, you do have to do the work to really figure out which country best fits your characteristics or best fits what you need to do. And so you said what inspired
or what is your why, really?
My why? Yeah. Well, and the why was a big deal. So I'm going to give you just the kind of blanket answer, and we kind of talked about this a little bit. I was really looking for a place to retire to.
Okay.
I did not want to spend my whole life working and then go into retirement and still be stressed check to check, bill to bill. I just really felt this, especially for me, I worked so hard. I really I was in Lean On Me schools. Like, I was really on the forefront of trying to make a lot of changes, which caused me to really live a very stressful life.
Yeah.
Even though I learned how to deal with stress, so I don't think I ever really realized how stressful it was. It was just another part of life. I just knew that whenever I hit retirement, I wanted to be safe.
Yeah.
I wanted to be secure. I just didn't want to think through as much as I had to think through. So that's where the conversation and the look for Africa started.
Okay.
And I'm a planner.
Yeah. I just say that this girl does not look retirement age at all. I know we ain't gonna share her age, but
I was 44.
She said her why was retirement. So any of y'all thinking about early retirement? Yeah, listen up.
Well, the thing was, the situation is that if I wanted to retire, I had to plan, because I just did not feel comfortable in waiting till like 65 and saying, okay, what I want is there.
Right.
And then I'm just going to jump on a plane and get there. So what I felt that needed to happen was to find land, build land, build a home, build what I wanted, and actually utilize my Western salary to help support that, instead of trying to just kind of figure out. I wanted to be able to work and make that happen. The other piece of it is that I did want to, paranoia, set up, at least could I set up a secondary income, a passive income that would help me when I was there, whether it's agriculture. And I'll be very transparent. At that time, I was looking at honey. I was looking at honey or chickens. But what can I create and possibly invest in that I would already have some type of income there, and even a bank account where that money was going to that. And so I was living on my own money, but I was a part of something where that money was there. So whenever I made the move, I was moving with a nest egg. Right. Like I really thought this out.
That's some planning. That's some serious
so
planning.
it was just having those conversations and moving, and then. So at the time, it was Ghana when I was making all this, and then I actually did a physical international move, and I moved to Dubai. And in Dubai, I started understanding what life was like outside of America. One of the things that happens when you talk about Africa is that we talk so much about Nigeria, we talk so much about Ghana, and we really know more about West Africa, not necessarily East Africa. And me moving to Dubai changed my trajectory. Okay. So I wasn't like, Dubai is like right above or near East Africa. So that's where you get a lot of East Africa information. And so that's when the words Rwanda started popping in. And I was like, Hotel Rwanda. I'm one of those people like.
But you chose Dubai before you chose Africa. Is that what you're saying?
I chose Dubai to get to Africa.
Okay.
So you're getting to the deepness.
I got you.
The deepness is, all right, I'll tell the truth. I love her. I'm going to tell the whole truth. Don't want to tell the whole truth, but I want to tell the whole truth. I was in ruts in my American life, and I could not, and I actually went through a kind of depressive state, and so I went on a trip to Dubai, and I heard you can do this. The other piece of it is that when I moved to the UAE, tax laws are different. And as a teacher, because I went into the teacher, my housing was taken care of. I took a job, which meant that it freed up so much extra cash. And so I didn't have to worry about bills as much as I did, and I used that time to pay off debt. And then the other piece of that is that I'll say Dubai does a really great job of presenting a lifestyle. And you have yachts and you have brunch. Oh my God, life in Dubai was like. But because I had the retirement plan, I didn't say yes to everything in Dubai. And so I was saving that money. I was getting out of debt, and then I was going to get out of debt, and I was going to plant towards what I wanted. And the salary that I had in Dubai really did make that possible. And that's where in Dubai I started hearing about Rwanda. And the goal was only for me to visit Rwanda during the winter break. For 3 weeks, I had that plan that I was going to visit Rwanda. I was going to see what's possible. I was going to see what I could do to possibly purchase an apartment or a condo and start renting it out, or even a house, because it was possible. And I had a YouTube channel. That's how she met me.
Y'all check her out. J Essence
Journey.
Essence Journey. Check her out.
And if you're watching this now, you're going to be like, why am I checking out this chick? She's got like 12 videos. So they were here actually when I got hacked really bad. So a lot of my original videos are no longer there. So I had 120 videos when it was hacked.
Yeah, y'all. She had 3,300 something subscribers. So yeah, she's a trooper. She's strong.
But the story's important because I started little. I had like I'm probably sure I had like 27 people who watched my YouTube channel when I first started. And I wrote out this video because people were asking me about my plans and stuff. So I made this little crazy video. And I basically said, I'm going to be bi-coastal. And I was kind of outlining in my plans to still do Ghana. But I was also saying, like, hey, I'm really interested in Rwanda. And I said I was going to move in Rwanda within the next year, which was a slip of the tongue.
Oh,
I was really saying I was going to be able to, whatever. But I literally stated on video that I was going to move to Rwanda in the next year.
Interesting.
And I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm not a liar, and I was like, I need to edit it. I had 27 subscribers. I was like, these 27 people don't get their life together, whatever. And so I just posted the video. I did not care. I just posted the video.
Yeah.
Y'all, I moved to Rwanda within 4 weeks after that.
Wow.
And I kind of feel like, ooh, the power of the tongue.
I remember those videos.
Put it out. And so that really did change a lot of my trajectory too, where people were like, be quiet about your intentions. And I'm like, I don't think you have to be quiet about your intentions necessarily. You have to watch your circle. And you can say your intentions. If you're with good people, if people who love you, you can say what your goals are. They will do that. But if you're not with people like that, it's a difference. So I don't think you have to hide or lie about what you're trying to do. Sometimes you have to get quiet and make moves. Yes. But if you're around people, they understand, oh, you're getting quiet and make moves. So that really kind of changed the shift for me, because I was like, the moment I put it out, this dream I had to accomplish, because it was supposed to be 2 years. In 2 years, I was going to try Rwanda or like do something. It was little bitty stuff. I literally found a job and moved here in 4 weeks.
From Dubai.
Dubai. And my job in Dubai let me go. Like everything just worked.
Wow.
And it was such a wow. It was such a wow.
Yeah.
Move and go. So it was a major change.
I love how you just talked through that. Two questions, because you talked about your why, and then you talked about your process for moving, which had a lot of twists and turns. But that's what people need to hear. Is it's not a straight line. So thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So what are the top 3? Now that you're here, you've been here how long?
I'm a year and a month.
Congratulations!
I just started walking.
Beautiful. What are the top 3 things you would say you enjoy the most about living in Rwanda specifically?
So
or maybe Africa in general.
No problem. The first one, I'm going to have to remember this, but I'm going to say the first one, hands down, is very selfish. I absolutely enjoy most or love most the person I have become. And who the person I'm allowed to be. Beautiful. I am not the same person from a year ago. I don't talk the same. I don't think the same. I don't move the same. I've become an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I have done so many different things. So the very first piece, and if I had to put it in a context where people can understand, is that me being in Rwanda opened up an avenue to truly discover who I am.
Yeah.
And so I will never forget that first for me with Rwanda. Rwanda is the place where I kiss, and I am humble because it saw me for who I am. It was like I was trying to be like, it was a Beyonce song like, "You love me for who I am." Like I woke up with dirty draws, but you kiss me anyway. Like Rwanda, I felt like I kind of fell into a space that didn't need me to be anything but me.
Yeah.
And once I spent time on me, I gained so much more. And so the very first thing for me in being in Africa or being in Rwanda is the fact that it allowed me just to be me.
That's a deep conversation. And I know we got 2 more to go.
No problem.
Top 3. That was one. Would you say that Africa kind of forced that process? Like where you had to do the work and you turned into a new person?
Africa gave me the space.
Or you gave in?
Yes, Africa gave me the space. I don't want to say Africa forced me.
Okay.
I think that's a different thing. I think if you come to Africa with your own mindset, you're going to find yourself in a lot more conflicts and battles. What happens, and so I was nervous, so you're going to have me bridge into number 2 without bridging into number 2, is Rwanda. Let me give the backstory because I love it. The backstory is that I don't think for those people who are of African American heritage understand the truth of our roots and our history and culture. And I say that because we automatically work at a harder field than we think others are. We think everybody's grinding like we do. Yeah. We think it's natural to be 2 steps ahead of everybody else. So we work very hard. You got to hustle. Like, it's very ingrained in us. And like people might want to come and fight or do different things, and you just don't know. And I never saw that until I got to a space. And so what happened is Rwanda gave me space. And in that space, and I'll just be transparent, I'm working a job and I'm ready to do 17 things. They'd be like, no, just finish 2 today. What do you want to do with the rest of the day? Like, I don't even know how to,
that's a different paradigm right there.
I don't know what to do. Yeah. And I literally had time to rest, but then it was like, then that's when I said I kicked in. And who I am naturally start being. And me naturally is like, I like finding solutions for people. Okay, well, I have a background. People don't know that. When I was broadcast journalism, I have a background for video. So let me go ahead and cut videos. Let me go ahead. I used to do radio. So let me talk and be a personality. Let me do this. People are asking these questions. So that's why I say it wasn't necessarily, it was pushed for me. For all the things I did, I'll go back into, I was in education. I was always in turnaround schools. I was up until 10 p.m. doing data. I'm creating, I'm going over lesson plans. I was just a workaholic in such a heavy sense that when I got out here, I didn't have to do that level.
Okay.
And so it gave me space.
Okay.
And so when you ask that question, that's what happened for me is I literally had space. I had good night sleeps. Like y'all don't understand that. Like I can the sleep game out here.
Woo. Sleep
Baby, the sleep game. Just like full air in lungs, sleep.
Without the mosquitoes, of course.
You had issues. I'm good. I got my potion. But that piece, and so that's why I said it kind of bridged the two because I didn't want to be too selfish. I'm gonna say my second thing that I really liked was also the scenery.
Scenery, okay.
And it sounds so trivial, but for me, I love being around lusciousness.
Yes,
it's
greenery.
Lush.
Yes,
it's just lush, and that means there's growth. And there's just something beautiful about it. And, my mom made fun of me like, girl, you act like you never been nowhere. I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to Jamaica. I've been to beautiful places. I've been to beaches. There was just something for Rwanda's scenery and view that just really spoke to me in my heart. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I enjoy the most is sitting outside with the snow. And just being in that space.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then 3, I'm enjoying my moments out here. Meeting people, doing things, fabric negotiating. It's just so much stuff. I enjoy my moments, even good or bad. And you weren't there.
You feel like you can live in the moment more? Is that?
Yeah, but I'm going to have to shout out my journey, and I think God's working His life in my life. Yeah. Because I have a family here and I have friends here that are truly, truly remarkable, and I have to give that respect as well. So if I have to go back to Africa, like, oh, what do you like about that? I have to say it gave them space. Yeah. And so I think people are wanting to look at it and be like, oh, like the money or the travel or anything. Sorry, I'm a deeper girl because life is life. And people can build life. You can find out answers. There's always going to be that material, it's like the housing, the such and such, or the affordability. Right. Like you're always going to be able to find those answers if you search. So when you ask me for Rwanda, I have taken Rwanda out of the context of just being a country versus being an energy and what it does. And Rwanda has set up the opportunity to produce these things.
I like that. You said Rwanda is an energy.
Yes. I would say 3 2, like the law. I will say that Rwanda is pretty much black and white when it comes to laws. You're not getting shaken down by the corruption thing. There's a vision. That's why I can say there's a vision behind what Rwanda should be. And they're really trying to align and find that vision. So I love that piece.
Awesomeness. Love it too. So how do you make money in order to sustain and maintain and keep your peace?
Yes, and so I was going to be like, I don't like this question. However, one of the goals that I have and where my channel is going forward is sustainability. And I do state that if you're trying to figure things out, you should at least ask the how things happen financially and not necessarily like how much. Because people ask that. So you're asking the how, so I love you for that. And thank you. So I'm going to give it to you the truth. When I first came to Rwanda, I was employed in a Rwandan institution at a Western salary, which is a totally different thing. Yes, and so there's this thing, this expat thing.
I like that.
Yeah,
Rwandan institution at a Western salary.
Well, and you can say there's controversy about that, but literally because you have a passport, you might get the different pay scale than somebody who does the same.
I see now.
And so when I came in, I was on a Western salary for my skill set, for what I did, and everything else like that. So my first level of sustainability came from that. I did not come to Rwanda to create businesses. I came to Rwanda just to work and see what's possible. The businesses came when they gave me space. And so now I'm an entrepreneur. Like I said, who I was a year ago is not the same person now. In my entrepreneurship, so I can give context to this, I currently have a farm that I'm working on and investing in. I have an organization called My Cousin Connection.
Yay! That's why we're here. My Cousin Connection, y'all.
That is currently about 6 months old. So we're still in baby phases. What else do I get? I have J Essence Enterprises, which is actually the holding company for all of those. And then I work full time as an online teacher.
Hey, she hustling over here in a different way, but she hustling.
And then I have my courses and I have consultations. So now I kind of put that into that context. I swear to God, I'm always missing like 2 or 3 jobs. I promise you, I have like 5 jobs. Now, in order to create the lifestyle I have and my sustainability comes from my U.S. job teaching online. That is the primary source of income. I'm being authentic with you because if you move over and you don't have income, it's going to cause problems. It's going to cut into your savings. You're not going to create sustainability. The other things that I've done are investments. And I'm investing into, trading. That's another one. That's where it's coming. That's the 2000.
Stock market trading?
Stock market trading. I made $200 so far. But I'm going to tell you why. So the main job is that U.S. job, and the goal is to, one, invest in my other jobs while still maintaining this full-time job and plant the seed so in the next 3 years those become the money makers and can live out my lifestyle while I can then choose if I teach online or not. The middle ground for me is the training, and I'm going to get there. There's training, mentorship, courses. I'm still learning and reading on trading. And the reason for that is I want that to be the middle ground to be able to store, stack, and do, and then create, because currently my investments come out of my pocket. And so I want to invest. You're about to get me militant. I want to invest in something else. Can I be militant?
Oh, yeah, you can be.
All right, let me go ahead and say this. If my greats built your corporation, they mined the land to turn around and build what you need to do. So whatever big corporations that y'all are doing, you're supposed to. That's reparations. You're supposed to give a piece back of those who did it. So since you can't give it, I'm going to take it. Right. That is how I feel about stock markets.
All right.
That is what I do.
I'm in the stock market too, so yes.
Since you can't do right and just give it to me, then I'll go ahead and go in this other way, but I'm going to learn the game so hard that I'm just going to go ahead and take it. I'm going to make you do right. So, time for my people to grow.
Keep it real. Keep it real. Love it.
So yeah, so that's it. So that's where you want to get the income, and that's how I sustain this this lifestyle. Is those ventures. So it is supposed to be like this moving field. Yeah. But I am working. I work all the time.
You hear that, y'all? Bring them US dollars over here. And then you can build from there. Yep. Yeah. So I think we skipped over this question here, but what made you choose this particular
community?
Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect word.
Well, one, it wasn't first choice. I think that's a difficult question.
That's right, because you moved,
yeah, we moved a couple places. However, this is the community I love. Okay. And so I'll answer that question more so. I kind of stay in a suburb of Kigali, but I'm really close to Kigali. Number one, for those people who are looking to move to Rwanda, people will talk about Kigali. Kigali's small, y'all. It's small. So people be like, oh, you stay all the way out there. Girl, that's 20-minute drive. So if you are city, I'm coming from Houston. Like, that ain't nothing to do that commute. So you get to be able to get the deals kind of being kind of further away because it's harder for people to, supply those areas. And so that was really good for me. Yeah. I am country.
Me too.
I'm so country. One of the reasons I loved living in Houston. I absolutely love living in Houston. And a backstory is I moved around so much. I lived in Chicago. There's so many. I've moved around a lot. I chose Houston specifically because Houston gave me that country feel with that city opportunity of life. And literally, I could go to a basketball game. I could go do all these things, or I could sit at home and be very quiet. Yeah. And I needed that mixture. I realized too with COVID, the biggest thing that helped me get through lockdowns is I loved where I was living, and that was originally Dubai. I loved my apartment. I loved where I was. And not having that hustle and that tightness around me. I don't like tight spaces. Yeah. So Kenya does that for me. So now. It's such a suburb that I have quiet at night. I don't hear city. I don't want to hear city.
It's what you can see.
But I can see it. I can get there in 10 minutes. I can do all that stuff. And that's the lifestyle I really like. I like coming home from work and resting. And this is a funny one, so please don't laugh at me. When I was even living in Chicago, when I was living in Houston, whenever I found an apartment, it literally had to be 5 minutes off the highway. because I hated, like this is no US, because when you have a neighborhood, I literally hated doing more than 3 turns to get home. That was frustrating me. Like, I don't want to be having to go through a whole maze just to get home.
It's
like,
important
no,
to know what you want.
like, no, I don't want to fight nobody after fighting everybody in my job just to get home. So I don't care if it was a stop sign or a street sign. And I remember one time, like, I was over a railroad track.
Yeah.
I have, like, literally, I got one over. My bed is waiting for me, and this train is making me wait 30 minutes to get what's mine. Dude, the stress level. So,
So Kenya. Kenya. You said it. You pronounced it probably the best I've heard it since I've been here. Because everybody kept trying to say it, and I'm like, Ken, what?
It might be wrong.
Chin or Ken?
I've heard both, and that's why I just let it go.
Okay, it's something like that, y'all. All right. So, how do you manage stress? Because everybody's got stress. Whether you in the States or whether you in Africa. You know, I'm sure it's easier here to woosah and get, meditate and do whatever you got to do. But, you got a lot of exciting projects going on. Like,
so I think it's unfair to ask me that question. Yeah, I don't think it's fair to ask me that question.
Considering what
people don't like let's like the last 48 hours. Like,
I know it's been painful.
Well, I was gonna say, like, the last 48 hours. Like, this is transparency, because we're dealing with Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Right.
All right. Last 48 hours, stress y'all. I had to wake up. I had to go buy toys, which is a negotiation issue. I had to go buy toys. I had to go send money for food. I had to go buy a cake for a community event. Nobody knew while I'm doing the community event we had our own house event, so I had to prepare for our Christmas Eve for our staff with the kids. So I had to play Santa. Had to get all those gifts. All this stuff. I had to. Wait a minute, I had to coordinate because you got caught with the transportation to make all these things happen. I still uploaded 2 videos.
Oh, wow.
Wait, watched Naija Christmas on Netflix.
Wow.
What else happened? It was a couple other things.
Multitasking.
Because then we actually had the community service event.
Yeah, I'm going to have some footage up there.
Yeah, the community service event. So I was there managing that, and then had to leave the community service event because I promised a dear friend that I would catch Christmas dinner with them. And went to that.
Busy day yesterday, Christmas.
Like that. So that's why I said it's not fair to ask me. I'm not the person to be like, so this is a mantra in the morning.
And don't she make it look good, y'all? She make it look good?
I align the stars. I count the stars, and name each one, and they float into my chakras, and I am one with all. How do I minister? So I'm going to put this first precedence. That's me. I'm stressed. I naturally run around. Like I said, this is one of my most transparent interviews. I love this.
Me too.
However, I rather enjoy my stress here than I enjoy deal with my stress there. Right. And one of the beautiful pieces is at night I can rest. There's peace. There's a stopping point. There's these moments of choices. And so that was the thing for me with Africa versus the U.S. I was always constantly thinking about the next step, the next step, the next step.
That. You said constantly thinking. That's the internal chatter.
Yeah, it was always there. It was always there. And then there's always, when you talk about the chatter, and then there's these arguments of, did you, like, Insecure, I'm an Insecure fan, like, Team Lawrence, Team Nathan, and like there's all these arguments or always these conversations or these debates, or did you see what they wore, they should not be wearing cornrows and all this other stuff. And so being out here, I can say that, like, with my social media, I pick and choose. Yeah. So the first stress is even dealing with politics and what did Biden do today, or what did so-and-so, or dealing with Trump. I pick and choose the news. So the first thing is out here, I'm not lying, I literally pick and choose my news. I scroll, I'll be like, ooh, not today.
Not today.
And I hate saying that, even when you deal with the shootings and stuff that we did, it was getting to me so much. Yeah. And so there's a slight guilt of, I don't deal with that. I choose to.
You choose. That's the key word.
I fund organizations. I literally you know what? Let me send $100 to this organization every month. Yeah. Y'all handle that. Let me know when you need something, but y'all handle that. So the very first piece of that is that stress. Just being transparent, I think I pick and choose my stresses, and now my stresses out here cater around me. They cater around my business. They cater around my family. They cater around the things that I love and invest in and choose. So I still have stress, but I am happier about what I am stressing about. I'm not stressing about you, your man, your mama. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
It's all about everything that I care about.
Yeah.
So,
so it's empowering you to live your best life.
So I do say, maybe I need to drink tea. And then, I don't know if she knows. I'm spoiled. My friend saw it and she was like, I can't believe this. I employ a full staff. I work hard for what I do. Like I'm telling you,
she does, y'all.
And so it's wonderful to have somebody bring tea every night.
She's pampered. She got people cooking.
Like they do my vitamins in the morning because I was really bad at that. Like, you're gonna take vitamins. Like I wake up and there's a tray already there of my holistic. With like just take my stuff and go. Like I can manage. I don't have to meal prep.
Yeah.
I don't have like other things to do. So I will say that's another thing. I employ people to handle certain things.
Just gonna say that to put it in context, you're spoiled and you're pampered, but you're helping the Rwanda company.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's just.
You're not just. Yeah.
But the other piece is an investment. Like I said, it's an investment in me because I sat there. I think I was in a Zoom consultation, and somebody was like, they saw me. Sorry, y'all. But I'm in this consultation. My chef is like, she must eat. Like that's what JSS must eat. So I'm sitting there in consultation. I'm talking, and also you see this big plate coming from there, and I'm like, okay, this is rude. Ooh, what is this chicken? Like, all right, And so somebody was like, I can't believe that you got this and all that other stuff. I said, okay, let me put things in context real quick. I said, I can spend 30 minutes talking to you and letting you have my full attention and self and answering your questions. I can spend 30 minutes making video. I can spend 30 minutes finding content, or I can spend 30 minutes folding clothes.
Right.
So in which area is J Essence more productive?
Yes.
And so when I have people who can turn around and take care of these things, I don't have to worry about sweeping. I don't have to worry about mopping. I don't have to worry about those things. They tell me when I have to be able to, just go shop and get this. No problem. I'll go grab this, bring it back to the house. You handle it. I don't know where half my own pots are. Somebody else do. But when I don't have to do that, I remember when I started this whole interview with who I am. I create more. And what I have recognized in this past year is that my creations empower other people.
Amen.
So I created the idea of having a farm. Now I have somebody whose job is I empower other people. That's my purpose in this life. That's the destiny that's been given to me by my God. So I need to make sure I create a setting that's not necessarily stress-free, but it allows me to continue creating, empowering, building structures, and doing things. Literally, because I was open, Nellie was able to call and say, hey, I need a favor. I was in a space to say, you know what, let me push this favor out. All of a sudden, we're out there doing what yesterday? Helping an entire community. Beautiful because you're open enough to do it. I was not having to fold clothes. I couldn't turn around, I can't do it because I'm cooking dinner for my family. No, I'm able to serve because other people are taking care of things. So I don't know, like I said, I'm not the not to be negative. It's like I'm working on it. I did meditate today. I fell asleep right afterwards, but I did meditate.
I do that too. What am I thinking about?
I'm working on it. I'm following through. I'm getting into journaling. I changed my journal. I'm a control freak. And my journal now looks different. I'm like, now I like it.
You doing the digital journal or you doing the written?
I'm written. I'm old school. Yeah. I'm actually, that's one of my goals. I want to actually create my journal and reproduce it for others. Because I have like a word of the week that guides you. And then I have a space to say, what's your memory of the past week? Like, what's the moment that you remember?
Yeah.
And then I have like a special to-do space. I actually need the trades. I have a space where I put my trades in. Okay. So I can check off, just so I can, because I have to track.
Manifest. Write it down, y'all. Yes.
So that works a little bit better for me because I like to check things off. But no, digital does not work for me.
Okay. All right. Cool. So last question. What would you say to someone who is just kind of curious but kind of serious at the same time about relocating?
Well, let me get open. All right. My very first piece is know your why.
Okay. Love it.
Know your why. Don't be afraid to follow your heart. There's no such thing as a failure versus trying. You have the right to try.
Wow, that's like 4. That's
okay,
awesome.
that was it. Okay, well, we're good. We're good. I'm not going to do
say
everything
that again
because you're like,
you can remember. Say the same thing.
It's because that's the truth in the heart. Number one,
know your why.
Know your why.
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart. Like if you had this instinct, there's a reason why. So at least follow that down the rabbit hole and become honest with yourself. Are you running away from something? Are you running to something? Like what is it? And then if you follow your why, you can be intent with what you're looking for. I just did a video about people who look for consultation. And one of the advice that I turned around and said is, what is the question that you want answered? Like be intentional on what is it that you're looking for.
Yeah. Even
if you say, I don't know what I'm looking for, that's an intention.
Yeah.
That's an intention saying, I don't know what else is out there, open it up. That's still intentional. But know your why. Don't get so bent on, this is what I got to do, this is what I got to do, this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
No, just be calm, be quiet, reflect, right? If you believe in something higher, put it out there. And know your why. And then know you're worthy of discovering it. I tried to move to Africa in 2008. Baby, I came running back. Because it was just is. But it ended up serving its purpose now. So there's never, and I always felt bad, like I failed moving to Africa. How can you fail moving to a place that got 34 countries?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, let's put it in context.
Yeah.
But we're so busy on trying to be perfect versus you have the right to find out. You have the right to say, okay, I went out there. This is what I like. This is what I didn't like. Let me revision. Or I just, like, you have the right to figure it out. It's the same aspect where my sister was like, oh my God, let's do these portobello mushrooms. You're going to love them. I ate them. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. But now I can authentically state how I hate something. It's not a guessing game. I can tell you right now, no, it's not for me because I at least tried it.
Yeah. So know your why, even if it's just coming to visit. Know your why. Know you're worthy.
You're worthy of
that.
it. Know you're worthy of you're worthy of. I don't want to say you're not. You're worthy of that. You are worthy of finding out the reason for your why. You're worthy of that. You're worthy to discover.
Yeah. And you had one more. I can't think.
I can't remember. Rewind. Go back.
Yeah, y'all go back and watch that that segment just a few minutes ago. She said something else that was powerful. And she's like that, y'all. She's very powerful.
If you're not catching notes, dude.
If
you're not catching notes, you need to have your notepad with me because I am just talking off the dome.
Yeah.
And whatever happens. And people all the time be like, so what you just said? I don't know. I said I was hungry. And they be like, no, you said something deep. That's life. That's how I think. Like,
so the last tip we're going to give is we're going to shout out J Essence Journey. If y'all are looking for somebody to guide you, you want to visit Rwanda, come through My Cousin Connection.
Yes.
She has a website called mycousinconnection.com. Check it out. And then J Essence Journey is the YouTube channel.
I'm going to say this piece. I think that my goal is not just to guide people to Rwanda. I think my goal is to guide people to themselves. And so check it out, even if you're not interested in Rwanda. Because just like how the gems were dropped, but they really can go to any situation. If you want to move to Atlanta, you could use every single thing I just said.
That's true.
So I think that in the next step of who I'm trying to be, I'm trying to help you find your journey. Mine ended up in Rwanda.
Yeah.
And Rwanda is a beautiful place that gets to host my journey. It gets to host the essence. But I'm for you going to the journey.
That's good.
So.
Yeah. Yep. Love it. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Jay, for sharing these wonderful gems. And we will see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Bye.